I'd like to spend a minute and talk a little bit about stress management today because that's a huge thing that can impact your health. You notice I didn't say stress control because we can't really control stress. There's always going to be stress in our lives, good and bad stress, but we can learn to manage it more effectively, and that can make a big difference. So today I've got 10 things, 10 suggestions that can help you manage your stress better. And the first one is, number one would be to plan ahead. There's lots of times when people will be ready to go to work the next day and they can't find clean clothes or their work uniform, or they don't have any clean underwear. I mean, silly things like that, like just having your laundry, knowing what clothes you're going to wear the next day. Same thing with food. There's no this to eat, there's no that. If you kind of see what you have and what you can make for lunch the next day and have things to take with you, you'll eat healthier than if you're just running out the door late and grabbing whatever is convenient and fast. So that's first thing, is plan ahead. Second is to schedule some downtime. This is something that's important, whether it be just some recreation time or taking a nap or making sure you get enough sleep. You need time to relax and to blow off some steam and take the downtime. Even companies that have a lot of employees, they understand this, and they'll do these mandatory work breaks every so often because they realize if someone's just going to work for 8 hours, their productivity is just going to start to go down and taper if they don't get those breaks to rest and rejuvenate. So number two is to schedule downtime. Don't feel bad about doing that. Number three is to express your feelings. A lot of people hold a lot of emotions pent up inside, and that's not good for your health. So you can maybe talk to a spouse or a friend, or you can maybe journal or blog, whatever. Just find a way to express those feelings. It may not solve the problem by expressing them, but we usually feel better once we've done so, as opposed to keeping them bottled up when people get anxious and frustrated and resentment and those sort of things. So express your feelings. Number four, just say no. That's not just a slogan to drugs. It can also be to your managing your stress. Some personality types and some people will just say yes to anyone for anything. They have a hard time saying no, but you need to understand that you need to be in control. One thing that causes stress is not having control. And so taking control is learning when you decide to do something for someone. Learn to delegate. If it's something you can delegate, you don't have to do everything yourself. And so these are important, that you learn that sometimes you can say yes to something, but you're neglecting something even more important or even more valuable when you do that. So you need to make those choices and be in charge of your schedule. Number five is don't procrastinate. This is one I've struggled with over the years. Everything's more stressful when you procrastinate. When you push something off, what happens is it just grows and grows. Its power and the fear of that thing gets so much bigger, and your ability to deal with it gets smaller and smaller. So some examples of this: people that do their taxes the day before they're due, it's pretty stressful. People that Christmas shop the day before they do, or Christmas Eve, you see them out there and it's not a fun experience. Doing those homeworks and job assignments and projects you're supposed to do when there's that deadline up against you, that's a super stressful time. So learn not to procrastinate, tackle things little by little each day and work on that. Another one is to get up a little bit earlier and arrive earlier at your appointments. This is an interesting one because some people, it's natural for them. They enjoy that. They like that control. Others really struggle with this. So this could be for like an appointment or just going to work on time, those sort of things. When we're getting up at the last minute, hitting snooze, running out the door in a frenzy, it's not a good deal. I remember years ago, one of my jobs, I would do that. I would leave just in the nick of time. And I remember if I got to a certain stop sign, a four-way stop, there would always be like a red Toyota pickup there. We'd see each other and kind of like nod, like, yep, our lives are messed up right now. And, I knew if I didn't see him, one of the two of us was going to be late because we were always cutting it so close. You'll see this also on with church. Some people say it's so hard to get up for this 9 o'clock church schedule. But when you change to 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock, the same family shows up 10 minutes late. So it's not a time issue as much as it is just a habit thing. So try and get up earlier and arrive a little bit earlier to your appointments. That will relieve a lot of stress. It also gives you a lot more control of the situation. You're not feeling like more confidence when you're there. You're not going to feel like an outsider when you show up late. The next one, number 7, is prevention. This applies to, household appliances, to your automobile, and especially to you and your body for your health. It's kind of a hassle to remember to change your oil every, so many thousand miles and to do some of those maintenance type things. It's a lot more stressful when you lose a transmission or your engine seizes up because you haven't taken care of it. It's a lot more expensive also. Same thing goes with your body. If we know we're not preventing and doing certain things and our body's slowly getting out of shape and getting worse, that's a problem. So remember prevention. Little by little, let's work on things. Don't let it become a big thing for you. Number 8 is focus on the now. I love being able to learn from the past, looking back. I love looking to the future with excitement of what we're going to plan and do. But there's really only one thing you can control, and that's the present. So we need to live in the present a little bit more. And take your time, enjoy the things you're doing, focus on the things we're doing now. For some of us, that might mean maybe less multitasking. I get a kick sometimes when people multitask so much for efficiency, how inefficient it can make them, when they're not really there for all those things. So focus on the now. You can only affect, well, that's all we have is right now to work with. Number 9 is to have a physical activity or hobby you enjoy doing to help blow off some steam. I would suggest, exercise. If you want to play pickleball or go hiking or want to walk with a friend, those sort of things, those are great when you get your body moving. It's a great way to alleviate stress and help you feel better. But find some sort of physical activity or hobby that you can do to help relieve stress. And number 10 is just to get more organized in your life. It's funny, the little things that can stress us out. The running out of toilet paper and not having any in the house. Like, why didn't we do this? Why isn't there some under the cabinet? That kind of stuff. How many times have you been stressed out because you're late and you can't find your keys because your house is a mess and there's so much clutter and you don't know where, you don't have a place you keep things to find them all the time. So that's part of the organization. Also having a calendar, having a watch, kind of just, for some people that sounds so regimented and scheduled, it stresses them out. But the more organized you are, the less stress and the less chaotic things are going to be, and things will run a lot smoother. You'll be able to control your stress. So those are just 10 quick ideas, things you can do to help manage stress better, because when your stress is out of control, your weight's going to go up. You're going to do stress eating. You're going to do lots of things that are not healthy for your body. So I encourage you to take a couple steps, see some of these areas you can improve in, and kind of take control of your life again so you don't have that negative stress impacting your health. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.